A forward turned into a Champions League winning left back, a goalkeeper who evolved into a world-class striker, and a young defender who transformed into one of football's most prolific attacking midfielders. It's famous football players that switch their position. Number 1. Alphonso Davies. In 2018, Bayern Munich signed Davies as a forward, but in the 2019-20 season, then coach of Bayern Niko Kovac moved him to left back because of injuries to Niklas Süle and Lucas Hernandez. Moving Alaba to center back and Davies to left back, a star was born. On the 5th of February 2020, Alphonso Davies put an incredible performance as a left back in the Champions League round of 16 game against Chelsea, and that was what announced him to the world. In his first season playing in the position, Davies helped Bayern win the Champions League and finished as runner-up in the Champions League Defender of the Season.
Alphonso Davies!
Number 2. Victor OSHIMEN. The Nigerian center forward is one of the best strikers in the world right now. But would you believe that he started out as a goalkeeper? Oh yes, he did. The man himself revealed in an interview that he was first a goalkeeper and then a defender before eventually being moved to the center forward position, where he enjoyed so much success. Once he changed positions, it didn't take long to become a star. Wolfsburg signed him and brought him to Europe, and the rest, as they say, is history. Number 3. Gareth Bale. What makes this one really interesting is that we all saw it happen. When Bale was at Southampton, he was a left back. When he moved to Spurs in 2007, he was still a left back. But in 2010, Harry Redknapp started pushing him further up the pitch. Because Benoit Asso-Ekoto, also a left back, was in great form, but Bale seemed to stamp his place as a winger in October 2010 when he put up memorable performances in the Champions League against defending champions Inter Milan. He scored a hat-trick in the first leg and provided 2 assists in the second.
Unstoppable in these circumstances. Oh, that is a fantastic goal!
In both legs, he flew forward very often and was super comfortable in the final third. From then, Bale began to play as a winger, and boy did he succeed in that position. Number 4. Bruno Fernandes. Would you believe that the Bruno actually started out as a center back? And it appears that he was good in that position because Porto offered him a contract when he was just a kid. But he rejected them and moved to Boa Vista instead. It was not until 2009, during his loan spell at Pastelera, that Bruno was converted into an attacking midfielder. He was just 15 at the time, but he was so good in that position that just 2 years later, he secured his first deal to go play abroad after signing for Novara in Italy. Now, more than a decade after he was converted, Bruno Fernandes is one of the most prolific attacking midfielders in the world.
Fernandes again! Scores this time!
Number 5. Mohamed Salah. In recent times, there have been few more prolific forwards in European football than Mohamed Salah.
Salah still going. Salah!
For instance, in 2018, he became the quickest Liverpool player to net 50 goals, doing so in 65 matches, and has since netted 198 strikes in 322 games. Before all that, however, he started out as a fullback in the youth team of El Mukaulun. His positional change came about after a 4-0 win when a youth coach noted how sad Salah was, literally crying because he hadn't scored. Sensing that passion for goals, the defender was moved further up the pitch, and we all know what happened from there. Number 6. Gerard Piqué. Before experiencing staggering success with Barcelona and Spain, Piqué played for Manchester United under Sir Alex Ferguson. It was Ferguson who reconverted him from a midfielder into a ball-playing center half. Alex Ferguson, the coach of Manchester United, really wanted to keep Piqué on the team. However, Piqué himself was very eager to return to his first club, Barcelona, where he had grown up. This turned out to be a great decision for him, especially after he won the prestigious Champions League tournament with Manchester United in 2008. The next year, he achieved the same success with Barcelona during a season where they won an impressive 6 major trophies. Piqué is one of the few players who have won the Champions League 2 years in a row with 2 different teams. Number 7. Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos remains one of the finest central defenders in the world, but it took him a while to find his role on the pitch. He played as a striker in his youth, but that goal-scoring knack never left his side, being one of the just select pool of defenders to have scored over 100 goals. He then burst onto the scene at Sevilla as a right-back. He joined Real Madrid in 2005, becoming the only Spaniard to have been signed during Florentino Perez's Galacticos reign. He began his Bernabeu career on the right, before soon moving into the middle of defense. Passionate and rugged, Ramos was the emblematic captain of the side that achieved huge success during the 2010s. Number 8. Harry Kane. Harry Kane dominated the Premier League goal-scoring charts for a number of seasons before moving to Bayern Munich in the summer of 2023. The striker hasn't slowed down in Germany, becoming the first player in Bundesliga history to score 17 goals in his first 11 appearances. Whatever happens in the remainder of his career, Kane will always be regarded as one of Tottenham Hotspur's greatest ever youth products. But he didn't start out as a striker when coming through their academy. He instead played in the middle of the park. Interestingly enough, he started out as a holding midfielder before moving into an attacking midfield role.
Can Harry Kane finish here? Oh, you bet he can!
Number 9. Andy Carroll. The English striker is best remembered for his time in the Premier League when he burst onto the scene with Newcastle and then struggled after a big money move to Liverpool. The 34-year-old currently leads the line for League 2 club Amiens in France, but began at fullback after joining the Magpies as an 11-year-old. He didn't particularly stand out in the club's academy when being utilized as an auxiliary left back, but after former academy director John Carver intervened, coupled with the help of a growth spurt at the age of 15, Carroll would go on to prove himself as a top target man. Number 10. Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola is arguably the greatest, most influential manager of the past few decades. But before he was winning trophies as a coach for the likes of Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and Manchester City, he was also a very good footballer. He spent the most of his career playing for La Blaugrana, dictating the play as a central midfielder. He's one of the greatest products of the club's fabled La Masia Academy, but was initially playing on the right wing until the legendary Johan Cruyff got involved. He told youth coach Charlie Rechac to play Guardiola as a pivot in the front of the defense and thus unlock the young footballer's full potential.